Before you blame your acrylic brush for not lasting, these are 5 things you might be doing without even noticing. The first one is not wiping your brush as well or as often as you should. When you're working with acrylic, at a point, you're going to notice that the acrylic is pulling some bristles, which means it's separating some part of the acrylic brush from the rest. And if you've worked with both good and bad acrylic brush, you would know that the more the bristles are holding each other, the better or smoother your acrylic brush. If the brush is scattered, then you're likely not going to get a smooth application. So while you're struggling with that application, you're going to have acrylic storing inside the brush. So by the time you're done with your application, the acrylic that is stored inside the brush might have dried, and then it will be very strong. It will hold the bristles together. Therefore, you have to start dissolving it. So that process of dissolving it now is going to scatter your acrylic brush further. Now, it might not scatter it immediately. It's likely not going to happen immediately. But just imagine you do it today. Tomorrow, you dissolve acrylic from the brush again. Next tomorrow, you do that. Every time you have a client, you have to dissolve acrylic from the brush. Over time, that brush will scatter out. The bristles will not be holding each other. Therefore, you're likely not going to be getting your smooth application anymore. The second one is wiping your brush a bit too hard. So when you notice that it's becoming sticky and you want to wipe it, you wipe it. But because you are trying to wipe off everything from the acrylic brush, you are pressing it down, you are applying pressure. The more you apply pressure, the more those bristles are separating from each other. Therefore, they are not holding each other to give you a smoother application. So you continue to do this repeatedly, you are spoiling the shape of your acrylic brush. And when you ruin the shape of your acrylic brush, you're not going to get your smooth application again. So if you're wiping your brush, pay attention to that. Wipe your brush well, wipe it front and back, but at the same time, don't apply too much pressure. The third mistake is using nail dissolver or acetone to dissolve the acrylic that has dried in your brush or on your brush. When you get an original Kolinsky acrylic brush and you are using nail dissolver to dissolve the acrylic that has dried inside, it's going to start drying up. Therefore, it won't be flexible anymore. And as time goes on, both you and the person that is using a 5,000 naira acrylic brush are using the same quality of acrylic brush. The same challenges that person is having when doing the application are the same kind of challenges that you would also be having when doing your application. So what's the best way to dissolve the acrylic that has dried inside your brush? This is it. Just take a monomer. Take a monomer and a cotton wool. Soak the cotton wool inside the monomer and use it to wrap the brush, just like you would do when you are dissolving nails. When you wrap the brush, then you use a foil to cover it. Leave it there for about 5 hours. Come back and remove it. You see that the whole acrylic that was there, everything has dissolved, so you can easily just wipe it. In that way, you have used a liquid that is still friendly to the brush to dissolve the acrylic that is inside it. The next one is not arranging your brush properly before storage. Now, you'd notice that when you get a new acrylic brush, the bristles are usually pressed together. It's always tight. They're always like holding each other tight. But when you start using it, it loosens up. So the reason why they tighten it like that is so that it maintains its shape. And when you start using it for the first time, you get the best experience of it. So it is now your duty to maintain that shape and ensure that every time you use it, you still get the best experience of it. You know, when you are using the brush while doing your application, you need it to loosen up a little. You need it to be a little bit wide, even though you don't want it scattered. You still don't want it pinched together like that. So when you're done applying your acrylic and you still leave it just like that, it's not going to maintain its shape for that long. So the best thing to do is, when you're done with your application, wipe the brush, then use the side of your dappen dish to push the bristles close to each other, just like I'm doing here. So you just continuously rub it, and the more you're doing it, the closer they are getting to each other. So in that way, it won't be as tight as it was when you just got it, of course, but at least you are doing your best to maintain the shape of that brush. The next one is something that a lot of professionals have not even noticed: using a fast dry monomer. Now, this one doesn't ruin your brush immediately. It does not stiffen the brush up immediately, but over time, it does. It does that faster than a slow dry monomer will. A slow dry monomer likely will never make your brush harder than it used to be, but fast dry monomer, the more you are using it, the stronger that brush will be, the lesser the flexibility. I've tested it and I've seen that fast dry monomer stiffens brush faster than slow dry monomer. It doesn't happen immediately, but over time it happens. So does this mean that you shouldn't use a fast dry monomer? No. The best thing to do is to also have a slow dry monomer in your studio or your salon, so that whenever you are done with your acrylic application, you will just soak the acrylic brush inside the slow dry monomer, use it to clean the acrylic brush and store it, because that's the one that lasts longer on the brush. The next one is storing your acrylic brush upside down. Now, this one, it ruins the shape of your acrylic brush, not immediately. It does that over time. Now, remember how every time you get a new brush, the tip of the brush is usually pinched, like the bristles are holding each other tight. Now, every time you finish your acrylic application, you would always have liquid inside the brush. Now, if you store that brush upside down, the liquid would be dripping inside, which would make this part of the brush thicker. And the thicker this part of the brush is, the more difficult it is for the tip of the brush, the bristles, for them to hold each other. So the thicker it is, the more the bristles are separating, because you're having something else that is not a brush inside occupying space. So the tip of the brush is separating, and the more the tip of the brush separates, the more you lose the shape of your brush. So if you want to make sure that your acrylic brush maintains its shape, you need all those liquid to be coming out of the brush, not going in. So the best way to do that is to store your brush upright like this. Now, the problem with that is that if you are like me, that have lost the container of my acrylic brush, you have to now store the brush on its own, not inside the container. Now, if you are keeping it upright, it means that the whole body of the brush would be resting on the bristles. Therefore, those bristles would bend when you drop them wherever you're dropping them. Then when you come back like the next day or the next 2 days, you notice that your brush is now bent. It's not straight anymore, because the whole body of the brush was resting on that bristle. So how do you avoid this? The best way is to attach a magnet. You see this magnet for cutting nail? Just pick one out of it. Take your rhinestone gel, glue the magnet to the brush. Then whenever you want to store it, whenever you're done with your application, just find anything that has metal that is long and attach it. Just attach it to the metal. That metal now would attract the magnet which is holding the brush, and your brush will still be sitting upright without it resting on the bristles. The last one is not getting a good quality acrylic brush. If you are used to buying brushes of 5,000 naira, 8,000 naira, you would be seeing the brushes that cost 30-something thousand naira as a lot. You'll be thinking that, God, that doesn't make sense. It's quite cheaper, in my opinion. If you get a good quality acrylic brush and you are not rough handling it, you're going to use it for years without anything happening to it. So that's it for your acrylic brush maintenance. If there is any other thing that you use in a nail salon that you feel like it spoils a lot, or yours gets damaged a lot, if you need me to do a tutorial on how to maintain it, you can as well just let me know. For a good quality acrylic brush, this is the best place to get it, including any other thing that you might need as a nail tech, any nail supply that you might need as a nail tech. This is one of the best places to get it. It's like the safest place to get good quality stuff.